Hello and welcome to Odds on Qualifiers for the World Cup in Europe. November break, first part. We are almost there. A couple of games and we will know which teams will qualify through this table, actually, in this first qualification in Europe, because then we have the playoffs. Plenty of opportunities to qualify for this World Cup. And we have Ronan Murphy, we have Alain Valnegri with us to give you the best tips with the best games. We have plenty of big teams that are favorites to win the World Cup in our show. So let's not waste any time. Let me know what you think. Let me know your tips. Of course, press the like, subscribe, and now let's go on with the show. And the first stop is going to be England. We have England, Serbia. Actually, in this show, we haven't talked a lot about this new England because usually the odds are pretty low for them to win. But now it's an interesting game against Serbia. For Serbia especially, it's very important. They are third in the standings, 1 point behind Albania. So it's going to be very difficult for them to qualify or to finish second in this group. And so far, England, Ronan, has done the perfect job. No goals conceded, 18 goals scored. I guess is the perfect way for Tuchel to start the job.
It surely is, yeah. You couldn't really ask for a better qualifying campaign really from them so far, but that's kind of the case for England for most qualifying campaigns for the World Cup, for the European Championships. We usually kind of see them qualify with ease, and this time they were a first team to qualify from Europe, so that's a great achievement for Tuchel, I suppose. But yeah, the thing is, he's not really looking at alternatives in this current squad. He hasn't really kind of, we'll drop all the key names and then we'll call up some fringe players to have a look. No, he's looking to win these games from the squad that he's picked. Harry Kane is involved again, and all the big names that you would expect are still in. There's no kind of hugely fringe players, only a couple of kind of guys maybe that could knock on the door of a World Cup place. So they are treating this like they need to do something in this match, although they've qualified already, so it doesn't really matter whatsoever. But I think Tuchel is looking at winning every game from here to the World Cup, including friendlies. So this is a huge match for Serbia. Anything other than a win, I would say, and they're out, because Albania have Andorra at the same time as England are playing Serbia, so that you would imagine is maximum points for them. And if Serbia don't win this one, then it's game over for them. They won't have any chance of finishing second. So yeah, this one as well, the last time we saw them play each other back in September was a 5-0 win for England in Serbia, so it does not bode well at all for Serbia. I like the look of England half-time, England full-time at 191, because obviously just to bet on England outright is quite low at the moment. The man I'm looking at, though, for an anytime goal scorer is that man I mentioned already, Harry Kane. He's 6 goals behind Erling Haaland in the top scorer for UEFA, so I don't think he's going to get that one, unfortunately. But he does have 76 international goals, and one place above him, and 13th all-time, is Pele. So if he gets another international goal, he'll go level with Pele. So you imagine that Harry Kane, being the man he is, and the man that never takes a break, that plays against every sort of opponent, he will want to score in this one. He has 23 goals, 17 games for Bayern Munich this season. He has 3 goals in 3 games for England. Harry Kane, anytime goal scorer, is hard to look past, because Harry Kane loves playing against everybody and loves scoring against everybody.
I guess Alain is a big disappointment in Serbia being out of the World Cup. If they are out, it's not because of the defeat against England, even if the 5-0 was painful. It was also because they lost at home against Albania.
Yes, and yes, only 1 point against Albania. Draw in Albania, losing against that one is really heavy, and the consequence is 𝗀𝗀𝗃 dismissed. And Serbia have a new manager. I trust in 𝗀𝗃𝗃. I think he bring Serbia to won the World Cup under 20 10 years ago. And yes, 𝗀𝗃𝗃 don't deserve to be kicked out in Oviedo, no, because he is doing a brilliant job, no? go back to the first division. And the beginning of the season was not so bad. The potential in Serbia is always, we saw exactly the same things about Serbia. The offensive potential is amazing, Who can be found the solution? Who can be found the model of play to bring some point and to exploit that big offensive potential? I think 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 is a good option. He's a very good option, and he's doing interesting experience in America, in Mexico, and now in Liga. And yes, I wait a lot from 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏. I wait a lot from this team, and I wait a lot from Tuchel to found a space from Bellingham. Is totally crazy. Today we are speaking about if Bellingham must to go to his national team or not. In his position is an hybrid position, because you can't say Bellingham is a second striker, is an offensive midfielder, is a midfielder. Bellingham is just amazing. He can play in every part of the field with very good results. Remember, in the last Euro, Bellingham saved England in few games, of most of part of the games, because he have that capacity, that skills, that reading about the game to score the only goal in the game, to appear in the last 16 meters with these skills of reading. And Tuchel must to found his space and must to play every time with Bellingham. Now England Serbia, the game in Belgrade finish 5-0. Probably it was, yes, the message was Serbia was not in the same vibration with 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏, big problem. And right now is a new era, is the game of the game, because it's the last goal, because Albania with 99% of the probability will win in Andorra. Serbia must to catch point in these games. I don't choose 1x2, I choose both teams to score. Odds 2.10.
Well, Serbia, not much room to qualify. Last game is against Latvia, and also against big rivals like Albania being kicked out from the World Cup. Next one is France, Ukraine. France won when they play away against Ukraine, and the Ukrainians was a key win against Iceland 3-5 to get the second spot in this group, despite, for instance, the draw with Azerbaijan. The last game is going to be key in Warsaw against Iceland the following week. And for France, Alain, top of the group with 10 points. They weren't able to beat Iceland without Mbappé in the last game. It's always the same, no? With France, it's a team that leaves us cold, boring.
Yes, is the Deschamps no ball. We can put that meaning about this team. Yes, that one is, in my opinion, is experimental games for Deschamps, because now the last game is in Azerbaijan, and France need 1 point to save his place to the World Cup. Ukraine will arrive with strong motivation, because Ukraine, when the both two last games in Azerbaijan and Iceland, I think the homework is done. But warning, because in the last game is Ukraine Ireland, and right now there must to take care about the goal average, because Ireland probably will be score a lot of goals against Azerbaijan. If both team draw in the last journey, is the goal average the first criteria. And yes, there must to take care about that. Normally with France, we don't have a really high risk. France, when is a minimalist team, and in my opinion, I am curious about what Deschamps will be try to this game, to the midfield, because it's the key. is the key line of France. France since 2018 don't found that brilliant midfield with Griezmann, Pogba, and Kanté. Kanté is back for this international break, but Kanté is not the guy will give you the light and that clarity in the middle need the team. In spite of that, my focus is in Ukraine, and in my opinion, Ukraine will score in France. I choose Ukraine score 1 or 2 goals, odds 2.00.
Well, 𝘀𝗵cie is out. He's injured. 𝘀𝗵cie is out of form. Lost completely in Real Madrid's midfield. Talking about the Alain's point, Ronan.
Yeah, it seems like and I think we've had this problem for a while that France, there's kind of been a bit of a void in midfield for them, despite all the big names that we kind of come to expect big things from, especially club football for them on the national team. It just doesn't click the same way, and that's kind of happening for a long time under Deschamps. And no matter who he puts in there, it doesn't seem to be that they're a team that's able to kind of control and dominate matches for long periods and matches against this sort of a caliber. Not them saying the bottom teams, but the kind of medium teams or the teams that are kind of capable of getting the playoffs. France never seemed to put any of those to the sword. It'd be very surprising to turn around and see France beat anybody 5-0, and especially the likes of Ukraine. Correct score 2-0 could have been something I looked up for this one, because it seems to be that they're happy enough just to win, score 1 or 2 goals and get out of here kind of with 3 points. And that's what they'll be looking to do again here, because like Alain said, a draw is probably enough for them to qualify. A win would guarantee it. So yeah, I think Deschamps will be happy enough with a win, however they get it, and because of that, I think he's just going to continue with his kind of pragmatic, conservative approach, and that served him well in the past. But I'm not sure it served him as well in recent years, and performances and results have kind of shown that. But for this one, for me, it's the Mbappe show. That's kind of it, because he's been so good for Real Madrid this season. He's 18 goals in 15 games for Real Madrid. I know he didn't score at the weekend, so he might have a point to prove after being held scoreless by Rayo Vallecano. He has 5 goals in his last 5 games. He scored in each of those for France. When he does play, he makes a huge difference to France. Everything kind of goes through him. He is happy enough for everything to go through him. So Kylian Mbappe, anytime goal scorer, 162 is always worth a bet, just like Harry Kane to be an anytime goal scorer is always worth a bet when England are playing. But he has assists in 4 of those 5 last 5 matches for France. So I like even more, because it's more than double the odds. Kylian Mbappe to have over half an assist is 3.75.
And he was very quiet also against Liverpool, to say the less. So the last 2 games for Mbappe hasn't been great. Well, let's move to the important game here, Ronan, Group F, Ireland, Portugal. Ireland 1 point behind Hungary, and they face each other in the final match day. 4 points Ireland, because they beat Armenia, and they were this close to get a result. In Portugal, you mentioned Ireland would have been very lucky if they had gotten that result, but well, now they have to get a point, or perhaps defeat Portugal now with 10 points. Cristiano Ronaldo's men. Actually, they struggle a little bit in the October break with this last-minute goal against Ireland and the draw against Hungary.
Yeah, well, the thing is that Portugal sometimes do tend to struggle against Ireland, which is a surprise, and especially if they get a penalty, because the last two of the Cristiano Ronaldo's last kind of 5 penalty misses have been against Irish goalkeepers, I think, maybe, because Bazunu and Kelleher have both saved penalties by Cristiano Ronaldo. It's just the Ireland, I think, are a team that, as Thomas Delaney, the Denmark international midfielder, described, it's like trying to open a tin of beans without a can opener, is what playing against Ireland was like for him. So I think it's a bit the same when Portugal come to town, or Portugal play Ireland. It's just kind of a really defensive performance from Ireland, and that doesn't kind of bode well. It worked well in the away match, because Ireland would have been happy with a point, but with Ireland needing a point or more in Dublin, it doesn't really bode well for Ireland, because they have nothing going forward. There's no kind of ingenuity. There's no spark in attack. Ireland for a long time have had no midfield, even worse than any of the previous kind of top team midfields. We'd love to have a Declan Rice perhaps in the Ireland midfield, but that's not happening. But yeah, Ireland get overrun by everybody in midfield, even teams that they're ranked much better than. So Portugal will run riot again here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Portugal romp to a win, because Ireland, Evan Ferguson is out, and although he's been very poor for Roma, he's at times poor for Ireland. He actually scores goals for Ireland. He does nothing for 60 minutes and then he scores, kind of. But without him, Troy Parrott is probably expected to start up front, and I'm not sure he's got the kind of the international experience or the experience to play against these kind of seasoned veterans of Portugal. So I do not fancy Ireland's chances whatsoever in this one. I think Portugal could be a great safe bet option in this at 136. But Ireland at home, I've been at all the last matches, the two competitive matches they've played at home. They've gone down early at home. They went 2-0 down to Hungary in September. I think they conceded twice in the first 15 minutes. They went 1-0 down to Bulgaria before coming back to win 2-1 again in March. Our producer David will remember that one, disappointingly so. So I think Portugal will win this one, but obviously the odds aren't great. Portugal to win the first half, though, the odds are pretty good at 184.
Usually very reliable, this Portugal with Bob Martinez, Alain, at least in the qualifiers or even in the Nations League. Would you back them, or do you give any chance to Ireland?
Ireland at home can be catch a positive results. I don't have so many doubt about that. And Portugal need 1 point to be qualified. With 1 point, and they'll go to 11 points, and the goal average is in favor to Portugal respect to Ireland and Hungary. Now Portugal in the last game against Hungary, we understood the grade of motivation is not at the top right now. The team is so strong, this team, and maybe that draw because only because the team was overconfident until the end of the game, and that led to draw Hungary. That point can be a big influence at the end of the group, because right now Highland need to arrive with life in Hungary for the last game, the next week, and Hungary go to Armenia. There probably will be a win. Ireland need to catch a point in this game, and Portugal. Yes, my analysis and my focus is about the grade of motivation, is about the game in Dublin since the beginning of 2025. Ireland don't lose any games, and the second half against Hungary make me believe in Ireland, in spite of, I think, Evan Ferguson will not play this game because in the Rome is injured. But yes, I believe in the strong art of Ireland. I wait a positive result for Ireland, and Ireland since the beginning of the year at home in the official game, their score always in the second half. For that reason, I choose Ireland over 0.5 goals in the second half, odds 2.62.
Then Portugal wins the first half, and then Ireland scores in the second half.
Wins 3-1, perhaps. Maybe that's what it is. But I think the only thing for Ireland that I didn't mention it is the fact that the Armenia-Hungary game is actually earlier, so Portugal could have qualified, have qualified before this match kicks off. That's Ireland's best hope, I think.
That one is better. Maybe wait to until the end of Armenia-Hungary. I agree. Yeah.
Well, at 6 is Armenia-Hungary, and then at 8:45 we have Central European time, Ireland, Portugal. On Friday, Group G, we have Poland, Netherlands, 3 points ahead, the Netherlands of Poland, and behind Poland we have Finland with 10 points, but one game more. Poland beat Lithuania and Finland in the last two games and drew actually with the Netherlands. So the only defeat came away against Finland with Robert Lewandowski back on track. Actually, he's recovered. He scored at the weekend with Barcelona. And the Netherlands, let's see, Alain, if finally they can qualify also to a big tournament without suffering too much, or they lose here and they still have to to suffer and sweat to get the qualification.
But they can lose this game because when we check the table, they have 3 points more than Poland with the goal average for Holland. And the last game is against Lithuania in Holland. In my opinion, is virtually qualified Netherlands. The most important game is not this one, is the game against Lithuania. Because with 3 points that have the ticket for the World Cup. Now Poland is a little the same things about Portugal. Poland have a good team, but Poland, when we watch it, the game of Poland in the last, yes, it was so defensive with the block with 18 meters. Wow, we have Lewandowski, amigo, and yes, it's a problem. It's a limit, and a lot of manager don't found the solution. And yes, it's a really a scared team, no? But you have one of the best striker of about the last decade, and try to play with Urban. I hope I will see a best version of Poland. In my opinion, when they played in Holland, we saw that that version in some part of the game, and they'll be able to catch a really good draw with the goal of Cash in the last 10 minutes. We saw a best version of Poland. Historically, since games played until 93, Holland won every game against Poland in Poland. And in my opinion, that statistic will break this journey, and I think Poland will be catch positive results. I choose double chance 1x odds 2.41.
Well, Poland is so boring always, Ronan. Every time we say this or they qualify for the World Cup, even when they had a better squad, it was always disappointing, actually.
Yeah, I think that they are going to board their way to second place in this group as well this time, because like Alain said, Netherlands are more or less qualified. I know things could go against them, but because Poland, if they were to win this one and then they were to rack up loads of goals against Malta, maybe in the final game, things could go their way, but it seems unlikely. They should score goals against Malta, and that should help them kind of stay again above Finland in the table. And both of these teams should kind of get Finland and Poland should both get 3 points against Malta in the next few days during the international break. So a draw for Poland will be more or less guarantee them coming second, but anything other than getting smashed by the Netherlands here should mean they finish second in the group, because they're 3 points better off than Finland, and they're 11 goals better off. They're +6, and Finland have -5 at the moment. So yeah, this match was a draw the last time they played. I think the Netherlands have enough about them to come away and qualify and secure their position before the last game. I'm going to disagree with Alain there. I think the Netherlands will be happy enough kind of winning, and Poland wouldn't be too disappointed if they lost only by a goal or two. So this could be maybe another 2-0, because Netherlands, that draw against Poland was the only game they didn't win. They won comfortably against Finland, the third place team in this group. They won 4-0 at home, 2-0 away. I think this one could be a 2-0 for the Netherlands. I think Netherlands should kind of be happy enough to come in, get the job done, go home, qualified, celebrate, etc. I think Netherlands Asian handicap -1 is what I like to look up here at 197. So someone has to be right, I think, maybe. So
Indeed. Well, next one, Group A. We have a stop in Slovakia playing at home against Northern Ireland. This is the group of Germany. Germany are playing away against Luxembourg, and we have Germany and Slovakia with 9 points. They face each other in the last match day, and now we have Slovakia, Northern Ireland. So the Irish team needs to get a point or the win to be able to challenge for the second spot in the last match day. They beat Slovakia at home soil, and against Germany they put them really in trouble, but they ended up losing. Slovakia, Ronan, they've only conceded goals against Northern Ireland in these qualifiers.
Yeah, the Slovakia team is doing quite well, and kind of a draw here would probably be might not even be enough because they need to win this one. I think because Northern Ireland have a Luxembourg at home in the final game, so they should win that one. They should get goals there. Everybody has beaten Luxembourg so far in this group, so yeah, this is the crucial game to decide who is going to come second in this group. And the last time they played, Northern Ireland won 2-0. That was the only match that Slovakia didn't have. They didn't have score a goal in. So, and Northern Ireland as well, they are a team that have scored lots of goals in this group, or scored in all the matches except the match against Germany. These are teams that should give us an entertaining match. And anyone who's kind of watched these international break videos before will know that I am quite hard on Northern Ireland, but I'm quite hard on the Republic of Ireland too. So I kind of maybe too negative about these Irelands. So I like both teams to score yes as an option here because this is such an important match for both sides. Both teams need to get something from this. And a loss would mean Northern Ireland have no chance of finishing second. A loss for Slovakia would kind of ruin their chances. Slovakia haven't lost at home since March 2024. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. I think they can pick up a positive result. They've played 8 games at home since. They've won the last 2. The smart bet, the Oddspedia supercomputer had a look at this one. It's going for 5 stars for a Slovakia win at 2.08, and I'm going to go for that one too.
Now we trust Slovakia against Germany. They were gonna lose, but of course they should. They are favorites to beat Northern Ireland. Alain, what do you think?
Yes, one of the hottest game of this journey because North Ireland must to catch point, to stay alive and put pressure to Slovakia. Now North Ireland it's a lot of time we don't saw North Ireland with option to go to the playoff in that way. Yes, they played one against Switzerland, if I don't remember bad. But now I think the team, especially when they played at home, catch really good results. And now Slovakia is difficult to predict because we saw the best version, like Ronan said, at home, but when they played away, we saw some limits because they lose a lot of game away since in the last 2 years, not only since the beginning of the year. And yes, now at home, I think it's a goal market game because both teams must to attack. We will watch the conservative team. In the last 5 games, North Ireland away was always with the over 2.5 goals. Slovakia at home is able to score 2 times. We saw that against Germany. We saw that against Luxembourg, and for that reason, I choose over 2.25 goals, odds 2.05.
All right, a bit risky because I mean historically also Slovakia is not great going forward. And for Saturday we have Georgia, Spain, Group E. Spain, they've won all the games. They have not conceded a goal, but still they are not qualified because Turkey is also winning all the games except the one that they played against the Spaniards. So now, Alain, it's time for Spain to seal the ticket to the World Cup with Lamine Yamal. He is gonna participate in the team because also he's playing with Barcelona and scoring lately. And Spain also has actually good memories of Tiflis. Last time they played there, it was a 7-1 win for Spain. Not to back them is difficult, I guess, with the level they are showing, and especially because De La Fuente knows how to replace the players that are not fit, like Nico Williams, like Rodri, for instance.
Yes, but Spain depends about itself. That one is the key. Is probably the most dominant team in European national team right now. The group was not so easy because playing against Turkey, Georgia show very good things in the Euro. Maybe they missed something in the without the ball because Georgia in defensive way when they found team with same technical value or highest technical value that they suffer a lot. The average of goal received in this group is so high to pretend to stay in the second spot. Turkey was better in every line in individual and collective perspective. Spain, yes, they need 1 point. They need 1 point because the last game is against Turkey, but with that goal average, nothing can be happen. Spain is virtually qualified with two losing. Maybe yes, no, Turkey will be passed with the point, but yes, I think it's easier to Spain to validate his ticket with 3 points, his 4 point average of advantage right now with that goal average. Yes, in the last game playing in Georgia, in the Georgia at home in the last 2 years, only in one game they don't score. It was against Albania, able to score against very good team, able to score against Spain, yes, 7-1, but they're be able to score, and for that reason I choose both teams to score. Odds 2.15.
Ronan, what is your take?
Yeah, I'm going to go for the opposite. I'm going to go for Spain to win 2-0. That's a spoiler for the last tipping, I'm going to say. But yes, because Spain, like you said, they have not conceded a goal yet. Georgia, they don't look as sharp as they did. Some of the players don't look as sharp as they did at the Euros. They kind of have gone off the boil a little, especially against Turkey. They kind of looked a shadow of themselves. And I think the way Spain kind of set up to play, to dominate the ball, to dominate possession, to kind of to give the opponents kind of nothing in front of goal and concede little chances. I think it's set up well for Spain to come out of here with another victory to almost seal their place in the World Cup, because I know, like Alain said, the goal difference is so huge, but I think even if they win this one, they might not mathematically be in there until the last game, because you obviously have to put the points on the board, and someone could win 52-0 on a day. It happened in Oceania, Australia, against American Samoa or something back in the day. So it is theoretically possible. But yeah, Spain are just going to qualify as they always do. They are, like I said, the best team in European football at the moment. They are the best international team. They are 12 goals better off than Turkey, so that's such a huge difference. It's not really going to matter what they do in these two games, but Spain being Spain, they want to win every match. They won this match when they played at home in October. They won 2-0. I think it would be happy enough with another 2-0. Spain half-time, Spain full-time could be an option here at 165, because just to bet on Spain to win, it's only a safe bet and not really something that you're going to make a lot of money off. The smart bet, 5 stars, goes for total goals under 2.5, which could be an option at 270, because like I said, Spain might be happy enough to win 2-0 here. It's a difficult place to go sometimes, 𝗀𝗲𝗄𝐿, so yeah, they would be happy enough with a 2-0. That 270 for total goals under 2.5 doesn't look too bad, but like I said when I was introducing this match, yeah, Spain to win 2-0 is the bet I like at 193.
Mikel Merino, perhaps if you are looking for a goal scorer, he should be your man. And now we go to Group H. Here we have Bosnia-Herzegovina, Romania. Austria is top in this group with 15 points. Austria playing in Cyprus, so this game is important for the second spot, with Bosnia having the upper hand. But Romania beat Austria, so they keep their chances alive to go to the World Cup. Bosnia playing at home. I guess, Ronan, they should get at least a point. It would be all right for them. But look at these odds. The bookies even place Romania slightly favorites. Is one of the games that the bookies don't know which team is the favorite.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who Alain thinks is the favorite because I'm not sure myself, to be honest. But yeah, this is a match and this is a group which could go anyway because Bosnia had 13 points and Romania 10 points at the moment. But a draw here might not even be enough for Bosnia because they're only 3 goals better off in goal difference, and Romania hosts San Marino in the last game. So you imagine they will get those 3 goals there that they need. Bosnia travel to Austria. And so, yeah, this could be a very tricky kind of week for Bosnia. Maybe they might find themselves going from second to third in the group, and then they might find themselves not going to the World Cup or not going to the playoffs yet. So this is a huge match for Bosnia. This is obviously a huge match for Romania too, because they are in with a shout of making the World Cup or getting back to the World Cup. In March, it was a very kind of tight game. It was a Romania 0, Bosnia 1, and a player who was with Holstein Kiel at the time, 𝗀𝗲𝗄𝗀 𝗀𝗍𝗄𝗀, scored the only goal of the game. He's now playing in Switzerland with young boys, so he's got himself some European football maybe off the back of that one. But yeah, this is going to be a really tense game, I think. So both teams to score, yes, looks a good option. 171. Bosnia's last 2 games that they've played in the group were a 2-1 loss to Austria, 2-2 draw with Cyprus. That ties into both teams to score, but it also ties into the goal market because these teams are kind of scoring plenty of goals away as well. Romania are too. So total goals over 2.5. I like to look up at 188.
So Alain, help us here. Who is the favorite?
For the last game, if we check the last game, I think Romania have something more because we saw Bosnia losing against Austria at home was a really bad results. They're joined in Cyprus, but Romania too. But Romania beat Austria in the last game. We saw Romania in the last Euro is a really energical team. It's the generation was doing a brilliant Euro under 21 in Italy some years ago, and now I think Bosnia at home, since in the last 2 years the average of point is really bad because they beat only San Marino and Cyprus, and Romania arrived confident. Romania is a direct football, really energical. My opinion, Romania can be catch a positive results in Bosnia. For that reason, I choose double chance X2 with 1.5 goals in the game, odds 1.90.
All right. Well, let's see also if Austria beats Cyprus. Cyprus have 8 points, so they are not doing that bad. And the last game is in Group B. We have Switzerland, Sweden. I'm surprised to see Switzerland is favorite. Of course, Sweden has been a horror movie in these qualifiers, but guess what? They don't have Jon Dahl Tomasson, but guess what? They have Graham Potter, so I'm sure Tom Rennie is betting on Switzerland Asian handicap -3 or something like this. Ronan, sorry, Alain, Switzerland 3 points more than Kosovo, so they have to win here to seal the ticket, and they have not conceded yet.
Yeah. Yes, he's since the beginning of the qualification for the World Cup, probably one of the worst team respect to the ambition is Sweden. Yeah. When we have Gyökeres and Isaac like like striker, And you have only 1 point with Switzerland, Kosovo, and Slovenia. Well, it's heavy. I think the Swedish Federation take the decision to kick out 𝗀𝗻𝗀 really, really late, because after the first journey, Olsen, the expert goalkeeper, said, since John Dahl Tomasson sit on the bench with Sweden, I don't came back to the national team. And that one, you must to listen the expert player in your vestry. And we saw that in the last games, losing against Kosovo, losing against Switzerland, no goal scored. For that attack is strange. Now, Graham Potter in Sweden was a magician, maybe in Brighton, but after that is really poor. His experience in Premier League, but with Sweden, maybe he can change something. He must to change something, because if Sweden don't win this game, Sweden is out. And Switzerland is not a team really electric and with a lot of solution in offensive way, but is an organized team with clear idea. Is a lot of years Switzerland play together and Switzerland can be lose this game, because if Slovenia beats Kosovo, Switzerland is virtually qualified for the World Cup, because they have best goal average and the team each other will be hit and quit point, and that one can be make the game for Switzerland. For this game, I choose a surprise. I choose Sweden win with the handicap minus 0.25 odds 3.00.
I think they still have the playoffs, actually, Sweden, because of this Nations
Yeah,
League. So in
exactly.
case that is very likely that they don't make it to the top two in this group, they can go to the playoffs. Surprisingly, Kosovo has a lot of probabilities to go there. We have Slovenia, Kosovo, by the way. Very interesting one. Slovenia favorite to win here. Ronan, what do you think? The Switzerland-Sweden. Of course, if we check the standings, we can understand these odds for Switzerland 1.6, but perhaps if we check the squads, the difference is not that big.
No, it's not. Obviously, Sweden have been a disaster under Dahl Tomasson, like Alain and Sweden's old goalkeeper have said. But yeah, they had to sack him. He lasted 18 games in charge, and it seemed like 17 games too many, perhaps for him. Yeah, it just wasn't suited for their first non-Swedish coach in decades. That it was a disaster. But they have gone back to a non-Swedish coach for the next one too. So see how Graham Potter gets on. But like you said, he was excellent when he managed club football in Sweden. He was excellent at Brighton. He got the best out of some of Brighton's strikers when they were there. So hopefully he can get the same from Sweden strikers, because they just haven't been scoring. They drew 2-2 in the first game. That was their only point. That was their only goals so far in World Cup qualifying. So it has to get better, doesn't it? Really, you would expect it to get better. Switzerland are quite good at home. They tend to kind of pick up good results at home, but yeah, they'd be happy enough kind of coming here and maybe getting a point. And if you look at the smart bet 5 stars, it's going a bit with Alain. It's giving Sweden double chance at 255. Yeah, you can't look past that, because I think Sweden and Graham Potter will be using these matches as games to kind of hone the squad for those upcoming playoffs that they will be in because of the Nations League. But yeah, like Alain, I like the look of Sweden and an Asian handicap, and I'm going for Asian handicap +1 for Sweden, which is 195.
Okay, well, this is it in our tour around Europe. These qualifiers for the World Cup, only 2 games left here. So next week we will check the final match day. Remember, guys, that you can participate in our tipster competitions now in November completely for free. And you can win some cash money, and also check out Rivals, where you can create your own tipster competition. Alain, let's go with your safe bet.
My safe bet for this week is Slovakia, Northern Ireland over 1.75 goals, odds 1.53.
And Ronan, by the way, I didn't mention your tip with the Union Berlin double chance with Bayern Munich. Congratulations. We thought you were a bit crazy, but no, actually, it was your knowledge about the Bundesliga, and now your safe bet.
Yeah, sometimes it pays to be crazy, but I've gone for a non-crazy safe bet for this one. England to win, 133.
All right. And your ACCA, Ronan?
My ACCA is England to win, Netherlands to win, and Luxembourg, Germany over 3.75 goals for a total of 430.
And Alain, yours?
Hungary winning, Albania winning, Finland winning, and Slovenia Kosovo over 1.75 goals for a total 3.79.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. See you next week. Bye-bye.